Welcome to the Psychexp channel. Today I will be explaining to you the group management capabilities of the Psychexp for Education plan. Let's begin by taking a look at the structure of the plan. The teacher undertakes the role of group administrator, and as the group administrator is able to create group projects. Once a group project has been created, the group administrator is then able to invite collaborators, or in a teacher's case, students to join into and work on the group project. Collaborators invited into the project can each work on the project individually or simultaneously by logging into the project from their own individual login. They can access the project from any device with an internet connection at any time from anywhere. As such, a variety of teaching styles can easily be accommodated. For example, you can have your students gather in a computer room and work in a group. Or they can work in a regular classroom using a mobile device connected to Wi-Fi. If you're a teacher in an online classroom situation, then the students can access the project from their own home. A feature of the Psychexp for Education plan is its high educational effectiveness. Students can not only experience an online experiment that the teacher has created, they can also themselves edit the project in order to create their own original experiment. In other words, the Psychexp for Education plan provides a place of learning where students can freely utilise their ideas and develop their own creativity. Additionally, thanks to the easy-to-use and easy-to-understand Psychexp interface, the teacher is able to save a lot of time and effort in preparing and running the class. No programming knowledge or skills are required on the part of either the teacher or the students. You can have your students create sophisticated psychological experiments in a matter of minutes. They can conduct the experiments online and download the data themselves. As the teacher, you act as an administrator to monitor the group work and provide support as needed. Let's now log into psychexp.com and work through the process of creating a Psychexp for Education group project and inviting group members. Once you have logged in, select Group Admin from the menu. At the top of the Group Admin page, you will see a section entitled Add Group Project. Enter a name for your group project and click Submit. You will now see the group project you just created in the project list. Click on Open and you will be taken to the home screen for this group project. On the home screen, you will firstly see the group password section. The first time a collaborator logs into your project, they will be required to enter the group password. When you first create a group project, a random 4-digit password is automatically set, and you can leave the group password as is, or if you wish, you can change it to something else. In order to add collaborators to your project, scroll further down and click on the Add Collaborator button. Enter the email address of each of your collaborators. You can copy and paste multiple email addresses from a spreadsheet into the field. Each email address you enter must be on a single line with no commas or separators. When you have entered the email address of all of the collaborators you wish to add, click on Submit. The collaborators you entered will now be shown in the list. How a collaborator logs into the project will depend on the type of collaborator. If your collaborators are your students, The login process can be greatly simplified by getting your students all to log in via our student login page. Having all your students log in from the student login page means that you only need to distribute one simple URL to all of your students. Additionally, when the student logs in via the student login page, if you have assigned them to collaborate on multiple projects, they will be able to see all of the projects that they have been invited to collaborate on in one single user interface. In order to log in, they will need to enter the email address that you used when you added them as a collaborator, and the first time they log in, they will be asked to set a password. After the student logs in, they will see a list of all the projects they are collaborating on. Each project has a button that they can click to open the project, and the group password that they are required to enter the first time they log into the project is also displayed. If your collaborator is not a student, they will need to log in using the individual group URL. You can send one or multiple collaborators their individual group URL by selecting them from the list and then clicking on the Send Email Invitation button. The collaborator can then click on the link in the email they receive to open the login page. In order to log in, they will need to enter the email address that the email invitation was sent to, and the first time they log in, they will be required to enter the group password. The group password is not emailed to the collaborator with their invitation, so you will need to send it to your collaborator in a separate email or verbally convey it to them. After they have logged in, they will be presented with the following user interface and will be able to freely edit the project. The collaborator user interface only shows a limited number of functions in the user menu. Collaborators are not able to create additional projects. However, they are able to edit a project, distribute a project, and also download the data from the project that they have been invited to collaborate on. Only the group administrator is able to create and copy projects or invite collaborators to a group project. If we return to the group administrator's login, the teacher can check on the progress of any group project at any time by selecting the project from the group admin screen. From the project's homepage, the teacher has access to the same functionality as the collaborators working on the project. The teacher can open and check pages that the students have built or updated, and additionally, the teacher and the students can simultaneously open the same screen and make changes to the project. When working simultaneously on any page, it is important to remember that all persons with the same page open will need to refresh the page in the browser in order to reflect changes that another person has made to the page. Psychexp for Education offers several plans with different limits on the number of group administrators and collaborators that can be added. You can select the plan that suits your needs depending on your organisational structure. For full details, please check out the Psychexp pricing page. Well, that's all I have for you in this summary of the Psychexp for Education system. I hope that you will make use of it in your psychology department's education program.